I've been racing with a Fanatec wheel for quite a while now, but I recently got the chance to replace it with a Solpic Spectra XR. The Spectra XR is not like any wheel I've ever tried before. On top of its stunning visuals and amazing build, it has some functions that not even I knew it had when I got my hands on the wheel. In this video I'll show you everything it has to offer and why it's, in my opinion, as close to perfection as possible. The wheel has 14 normal pushable buttons, with 12 of them being placed at the front of the wheel. 6 of them are placed up here at the top where you can easily reach for them with your thumb when you're driving, and 6 of them are located at the bottom, which is almost as easily reachable as the top ones. However, you might have to stretch your hand a little bit more to get to those bottom buttons. Did I just say bottom buttons? That's not funny at all, Marcus. On top of the front facing buttons, there are 2 buttons at the top right here, which can be really easily reached for with your index finger. These buttons can be custom mapped like any other button on the wheel, but they can also be uniquely set up to something like throttle hold if you're driving down long straights like Le Mans. Now, YouTube members will already know about this next function, as I talked about it on a members only videos when I got my hands on the wheel a couple of weeks back. But this is undoubtedly, in my opinion, one of the coolest functions about this wheel. If you have a look at the wheel right here, it has 2 thumb encoders on each side. Now, these thumb encoders have a really specific and unique feature that I've not really seen anywhere else. Now, on each side the wheel has 2 thumb encoders, and these thumb encoders need a decent press for you to rotate them so you don't accidentally rotate them and change something weird on your car. Now, on top of that, the cool thing in my opinion is that each of these thumb encoders actually work as 2. So if I press this thumb encoder down, it will change a different setting than it did before. So I can change 2 different things with the same thumb encoder. Now, this function is also displayed on the custom Solpic dashboard here at the bottom, as you can see, which makes it really easy to see what you're currently changing. Now, I find this really practical, and this is just one of many small details that I absolutely love about this wheel. On top of that, the wheel has 2 multifunctional switches on each side. Now, these things work exactly the same way. There's no difference between them. Then in the middle of the whole wheel below the dashboard, we have 3 rotary encoders. Now, these rotary encoders actually all have 5 LED lights in them, which means you can get some really cool animations when you turn on the wheel or when you rotate them. On top of that, these rotary encoders work just like the thumb encoders. If you press it down and then rotate it, you can actually change something different than if you haven't pressed it down. So not only does the thumb encoders have 2 options, these have as well. Like, I don't even think I have that many things to map. I don't think I can use the full potential of the functions of this wheel in the game itself. Now, on top of that, the wheel of course comes with 2 shifters and a dual clutch down here at the bottom. Now, the dual clutches can actually be mapped by pressing the button at the bottom at the back of the wheel. This is where you can map whether you want them to be throttle or brake or clutch, how you want the dual clutch to work, and you can have 10 different presets in the wheel itself, so you can just change it easily if you're changing car. Now, on top of that, all of the stickers on the wheel are of course interchangeable, and it actually comes with a sticker kit with pretty much everything you could really wish for. Now, that makes it nice and customizable, so you can have it however you want it. Now, we're pretty much done with the visuals. Oh wait, we're not quite there yet. We missed out on a pretty key function of this wheel. So in the start, personally, I actually thought that these small things, you see these small buttons right here next to the multifunctional switch, this one. So when I got my hands on the wheel, I actually thought that was just an extra LED light, but it turns out they're buttons, and they are very essential buttons to the wheel. These buttons allow you to change what is displayed on the dashboard itself. So you can see if I'm pressing the left button, it's changing between a couple of different pages with different sort of information. Here it displays the tire temperatures, it can display your pedal inputs, which I think is really cool. On top of that, over on the right side, we have the same thing as well, and here it can display your estimated lap times, your last lap times. On top of that, it can display relatives, and it can display a track map. On top of that, if you hold the left button in and use the middle rotary encoder to rotate it, you can actually change the color of the wheel on the run. Now, this doesn't only change the color of the buttons, it changes the color of the dashboard too. Now, I know you might not be using that a lot while you're driving, but like, that is such a cool function. The satisfaction of the whole color scheme of the wheel just changing by a click, it's really satisfying, let's be honest. And now that we are talking about it, let's talk more about the dashboard, because this is where the wheel starts to feel properly connected. Solpic has their own dashboard and their own plugins which run through SimHub. Of course, you can put whatever dashboard from SimHub that you want onto here, but Solpic has their own one, and I think that fits this wheel absolutely amazingly. But let's say that you want to have your own dashboard on there, or another unique dashboard like a Porsche dashboard or something, you can throw that on there and drive with that instead. Now, if you don't know what SimHub is, it's basically something that transfers data from the game throws it onto a cool dashboard and throws it onto the Voco screen that is on the wheel. Anyways, let's talk about the swell pick dashboard. With a custom swell pick plugin, you can change what is displayed at the bottom of the screen, what values to change with the rotary encoders, and what it'll show up as. Basically, you can edit this dashboard however you want it to look, but I think it looks pretty cool as the basic dashboard. I think I'm just gonna keep on running with the basic dashboard because, as I said, I think it looks so good on this wheel. It fits the wheel really, really well, and it is made for the wheel. It kind of connects the dashboard up to the outside, the visuals of the wheel really, really well. Now on top of that, there are of course the rev lights above and on the side of the display that are completely customizable too. You can make the side LEDs out here flash if you want to. If let's say there's a yellow flag or there's a blue flag, you can make them flash however you want. You can also make the LED lights flash up here. Actually, you can make the whole wheel flash blue if there's a blue flag, if that's what you want. There is literally no limit to how you want to and how you can customize this wheel. There is just so many cool functions and a lot of customizability with this wheel. I could keep on talking about this for a long time, but we need to get to the end of this video at some point. But before we do that, I want to talk about the quality of the wheel itself. So the general feel of the wheel is really premium. The back here is made of aluminum and the front right here is made of carbon fiber. On top of that, the shifters are made of carbon fiber too, and gives what, in my opinion, is like the perfect click. Now the click is not so loud that you can hear it throughout the whole house, but at the same time, you still have to put some pressure on it, which means that you don't do those stupid misshifts. On top of that, the buttons feel really satisfying. You know, you need to put some pressure on them so you don't accidentally misclick them. The same with the rotary encoders and everything. I feel like they are not so hard that they are hard to press, but they are hard enough that you don't accidentally press them, if you can say it like that. It's like the perfect balance, basically. On top of that, the wheel is compatible with the Acetec quick release, which is what I've got it on, and it is absolutely amazing. And there are links to both the wheel and the quick release in the description. I've been Marcus, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.